And we back. This week was a rough week, I'd say. But the difference between this week and the other times when I've had a rough week or day is that I was actually able to turn this like emotional anxiety or stress into actual like work. Instead of sitting like just kind of letting it consume me, I kind of told myself, no, like I got work to do and I got to do it now. It was actually really nice, but I'll get into that a little bit later. This week was just kind of all over the place. I don't really know how to describe it. There were a lot of like ups and highs where I felt like I was doing good, but like I said, there was other times that there was like really not low lows, but I was like just I got in my head for a little bit. But what was surprising, the high was that I was able to just like calm down and just kind of get into where I needed to get back into. I think that's like especially helpful for like progressing. And I think this like kind of show that I have been growing and progressing in this like mental kind of way, in the way I think about things and the way I have thought about things and handle things, and that the progress and the amount of effort I put in every day, it's starting to show now finally that like I should continue with it instead of just wondering, okay, when is this gonna kick into effect or when am I gonna see something? You know, because sometimes when you put work into something, you don't know if it will give you the outcome you desire, which some of the things I have done haven't given me the outcome I wanted. So this week, I saw someone, just every time I see them, it like, I don't know how to explain it, but it fills me with immense like anxiety. My chest, it's hard to breathe. My heart starts to pound. My blood pressure goes through the roof, and like I can't really think about anything. So for example, I was just skating back to my apartment and I saw them drive by. I saw their car drive by, and holy shit, my heart rate shot up to 200 beats per minute, and I saw it on my watch. And I was like trying to skate, but I was like I was like hyperventilating. I was so out of breath. I was shaking, but I go back to my apartment. Normally before in a situation like this, I would shut down for the whole day. I wouldn't be able to just calm down and go do what I need to do and whatnot. Usually I would just take the whole day off and like, I don't know, freak out in a corner and whatnot. Surprisingly, I come back into my room and I put on a song that I played during when I used to do my cold plunges. It was I Hope to Be Around by Men I Trust, and I played that song, and I don't know why, but like my mind kind of put me into that place where I was in the cold plunge, where I don't know, everything sucked. It was super cold and my body was tense, and all I could hear was that song running, and it was like I just transported myself back to when I was in the cold plunge. And then the same thoughts of when I was in a cold plunge started to come back to me. In these cold plunges, I would run through many thoughts in my head. Some of the thoughts in my mind would be like, I'm testing myself. I'm trying to build resilience. I'm trying to have a strong mind to be able to push through this pain. No one told me to go into the cold pool. It was all me that would go do these cold plunges, and I did these for like 2 to 3 weeks. That led me to then be like, if I'm able to pull myself together to do something that sucks for the moment, but then I know can feel good and can benefit me after. It sounds stupid, but I would like really convince myself that I could be the best. I could be the best in the world and whatever I want to do and whatever I want. I just got to put in the effort every single day. And so when I was in my apartment all by myself and I had that song playing, and I just kind of closed my eyes and envisioned I was at that cold pool again, those same thoughts started to run in my head, where I would say, no, like, you're gonna get what you want. You just gotta put the effort in. You're going to get out of this. You're going to be the best. Let's fucking go. You're no longer gonna be weak anymore. Like, get up. You got this. And so it was about like 3 minutes of those thoughts just running in my head. And I opened my eyes. I realized where I was at. I realized like what just happened. I was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do this. So I get up for the next like 2 hours. I just did a shit ton of homework, and I would have preferred to like either go to the gym or whatnot, because usually in those situations I need to like exert like physical energy, but sometimes I wouldn't be able to. Like if my joints were hurting so much, I wouldn't be able to go run or go to the gym or play basketball, because like I just can't. Like my hips are bothering me. But I was able to turn that into, like, I was able to focus in on school, which has never happened to me before. I've never been able to turn like some kind of anxiety or stress into, I guess, like school energy. I don't know how to put it, because again, it's mechanical energy that I usually like to exert, or that I would usually, or sometimes I wouldn't. I would just, again, sit in my room and do nothing. But I sat in this desk, put on some music, and just dialed in. I didn't really realize that I hadn't done it before until I like started to write in my notebook, and I was like, I've never done that. I've never been able to take a situation as like traumatic or as anxiety inducing as that and put it towards something else. Like I said, normally I would just crumple and shut down, and I would need to just like sit in my bed for an hour or two, rerunning the thoughts, rerunning the scenario that just happened. Well, sure, they were still running in my head while I was doing homework and trying to study and do whatnot for my classes. It's like something was different. Where I was like, every time they would repeat in my head, I'd be like, I got shit to do right now for myself, for my future, and what I want to build. My values, my goals are way more important than anything that's ever going to happen outside of my life, or outside of who I am and who I'm trying to be. Like the scenario that just happened does not matter in my life anymore. It is never going to affect me again. It can't ever affect me unless I let it. And it was just like, later that night reflecting on it and seeing that I actually turned this into something else made me realize like it made sense what these books I've been reading have been preaching and trying to say, is that nothing can really get to you unless you let it get to you. Nothing, no external factor, nothing anyone says to you, words or stuff that happens around you can get to you unless you let it get to you. Now, there's some situations, yes, like it makes sense, like a family member or something happened, like I understand. And while the books say like don't let that get to you, I think that's a little extreme. But something like, say, driving on a road and someone cuts you off, like if you just don't let that get to you, like just focus on yourself and what you need to do. That's it. Then it's not gonna bother you. It's not gonna run in your head, or it might run in your head, but as long as you're just making progress towards yourself. And that's what I noticed, and that's what I saw, and that's what I was like, oh my God, like holy shit, I can actually do this. Like I've never done this before. And I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep going at it. And so now I'm kind of practicing this mindset every day, like just kind of meditating it and practicing it, where 5 minutes out of my day, I'll put on the same song, I'll sit down, and I'll just imagine myself in that cold pool, and I run the thoughts, and then I'll step out of the pool. And normally, for some reason, I feel like way more calm, way more composed, and it's like a mental reset. It's like I just kind of went to bed for 8 hours, got like the best sleep of my life. Now I'm ready to get back to work at whatever I need to do. I did that yesterday, so I'm gonna definitely do it again today. But yeah, when it did happen, it was like, wow, like I could do it. Playing my guitar, I've like, again, seen how I've gotten a lot better at going from each chord motion and whatnot. And I don't practice as much as probably like people would expect. I only try to do like 30 minutes a day, an hour a day. It doesn't sound like a lot, but like I've said before, I'm trying to balance a lot of things and do them all at once. And it is a bad idea, but at the same time, like I don't want to like, I don't know. I kind of like doing like all these things all at once. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really get to me. It doesn't really affect that I have so much I need to do or that I want to do. It's that jumping from one hobby to another hobby, to homework, to school, to class, to research, to reading, to journaling. It's not bad. It kind of keeps the day fresh, and then like, I got something like to do every time. So after I'm done guitar, I'm like, okay, I could read my book, I could journal, I could do my research, I could go to the gym, I could eat, or I got class, or I got homework. There's a lot of options I could choose. I actually really enjoy like having all these options. Back to the guitar, like I've seen progress now. I'm seeing my finger movements are getting a lot quicker. I'm able to pick a lot faster. I've been learning a lot more songs. I'm being consistent in them. And I play them very smoothly. And it's like it's getting me excited. And I'm like, okay, like I see where I'm at now. Like if I just keep doing this for another month, like where will I be at then, On top of I've been eating pretty well this week. Actually, I have not eaten fast food probably in the last like 10 days, which if you count Chipotle as fast food, then okay, then I haven't eaten Chipotle in like, but if you don't count Chipotle as fast food, yeah, it's honestly been a little bit. I make my breakfast, I have a sandwich for lunch, I'll have a big ass mass gainer protein shake for dinner on top of my dinner, and I've gained like 1 or 2 pounds in the last 2 weeks, so that's been pretty nice to see that. And I can see it in the gym too. Like for 1 week, I was able to get a plate for barely 10, but now I'm able to hit it for 12, this week. So that's pretty nice. As for this weekend, I have a date party I'm going to tomorrow. That should be fun. It's sushi and sake. Say I'm not gonna drink, but there's a high chance I probably will. We'll see. I'm excited for the sushis. I have actually never had sushi. I don't really have plans for Saturday or Sunday. I think I just want to just go back to what I've been doing, and that's school. I'm getting into this weird, like, kind of, not really weird. My mindset's like kind of shifting towards like more like school oriented, where I'm really putting school and physics like first in classes, and I'm really starting to kind of enjoy like some of the new topics. They're rough and they're really hard. Actually being able to learn and understand them and work through them, as grueling as they may be, once it like clicks, then you're like, shit, like now I got this down. Give me the next topic. Exams are coming up in like the next 2 weeks, and those I'm scared for, because it's exams in classical mechanics, quantum physics, and math methods. So that's a little scary to say, but I think, I don't have anything planned for this weekend. I'm gonna try to study and do them. I say that, but I don't know if I will. I really want to. It's just a lot of the times like sitting here and like staring at the screen, like I need to go out and do something, or like play my guitar, or like just get some kind of physical energy out, because it's just so grueling on my body to just sit here. I'll figure it out though. I've also kind of realized I think I really want to go to grad school in Europe. Like I am 95% sure I want to do my PhD program in Europe. My like top country would be probably Switzerland, although it's so expensive to live there. So I don't know I don't know, like if I get accepted there, and I'd have to know the living situation and what city you would be in, because it is crazy expensive. But Switzerland is gorgeous, dude, and they have sweet skate parks. I think, another big one is the UK. The only thing I'm a little shady about is that it's always raining there, so like how the hell am I gonna skate? Germany, that's a big one. I think Germany would be sweet. My friend's there right now. He got shipped in the Air Force. He's there. He's living his life. He honestly loves it. I would love to go there. Italy and Spain. Those are some great options I would love to go to visit. I think Spain would really help, because I don't speak Spanish, and my parents would stop yelling at me for not learning Spanish, which low-key is their fault, but it's whatever. But I've been like looking into more topics of like quantum field theory, general relativity. Before like yesterday, I had no idea what like fields I wanted to go to, but then doing like a ton of research, like I spent like 3 hours, I realized I really want to go into like the theoretical field, because the more computational side of astrophysics includes, it's kind of like a lot of computer and data analysis, like doing Python, typing up scripts to manipulate data that you get from telescopes, so like JWST data from what they get from stars, and you can understand like stellar evolution, probably gravitational lensing, gas evolution, but towards the theoretical side, which was what I really want to go towards, you get more of like, you actually derive the equations and use math and what Einstein did back in like the 60s and all of them, to do these computational methods to kind of solve, I guess, more of what Einstein had started. I don't really know too much about it, but all I know is that I think it sounds much more appealing to use chalkboards and to write out actual equations, like I don't know, his field equations, and solving them sounds a lot more appealing to me. That also translates to like quantum computing, that it's like an industry job. So if I didn't really want to go towards the research or professor route anymore, the education route, then I could go like into industry with that, and I think it translates well. I'm already building my coding skills pretty decently right now, for like data analysis, but I think that's definitely the path that I want right now. I'm only a third year, so I'll start applying for that probably this December. So I have a lot of time to definitely research that and see what I want to do. It is probably really hard to get accepted into like research groups that need this. From what I saw online, like these are extremely hard fields, and like the best programs or best research groups that offer these positions are like MIT, Cambridge, Oxford, Berkeley, Harvard. Those really hard schools to get into. I'm gonna apply, obviously. I hope I can cross my fingers that I get in. We'll see. But yeah, it's just kind of some of the research I did that I hopefully get into. We're going back, I guess, to like learning a bit from like this week. I've kind of had like more reflection on how to treat your significant other in relationships. And then I've more realized like I've had some problems that I need to figure out and I need to solve by myself before the next time I actually date someone. I don't really want to rely on someone to like help me with some of the problems that I've like had within myself. And I think that's a big issue that I've had, is that I've looked towards people to help me with my problems. I think this is like the first time in my life that I've actually been head on with my own problems, and that's writing them in a notebook and then actually taking the action to rewire how I think about the world and things, which immediately has taken into effect in how I see everything. I don't really participate in like hookup culture anymore. I don't talk to anyone that I don't want to on Snapchat. I don't do like dating apps. For now, I just really want to be by myself, and I don't think I'm ready for a relationship at all. Kind of thinking about what a relationship should be and how how each person should act towards each other. It's really hit me hard the last like 2 days about things that I should have done differently in my past relationships, not just my last one, but even in high school, and just kind of actually enacting on them now of how like I should have been or how I can be better. Well, because I think there's like a lot of things that I like missed out on in the moment where like I didn't realize it, but now I'm just like, it would have been a lot better if I communicated certain things, certain types of ways a lot better, or if I would have shown a lot more, I guess, like accepting of who they are. I think a weird thing that I've had for a while is that I've wanted like someone to change for me, and I've like tried to do that where I expect someone to like change so much from who they actually are for myself. I think that's like my own issue of not wanting to be alone. So like the person that I am actively talking to or dating, I like try to like hint at things they could do better at, when in reality I've now been realizing like to accept people. They are who they are. I don't expect anyone to ever change, or even if they are going to change for me, I don't think that's a good idea at all. I've changed for people and it's made me miserable, so I don't think anyone that changed for me is a great idea either. And I completely dropped that idea now. It's not something I should have held. I also think going into a relationship actually mentally strong and emotionally available. I think my last relationships, all of them that I've been in, I haven't been exactly like super stable going into them because things that have happened and I never waited enough time to actually solve them. I think now I'm actually putting in that effort to just kind of become independently strong and stable in my mind by myself before I start talking to them. I think that's extremely important, and I don't know why I never did it in the past. Being able to take care of myself too. I think I look towards other people to take care of me or like help me out in a lot of situations. Well, you could say your significant other is there to help you out. I think it's a lot better if you're able to provide for yourself and your significant other. I don't know. This might be like a little extreme, but like I don't really want to ever rely on someone ever again. I want to be so strong that I know how to handle myself and how to get out of things myself. That I would only want my significant other for support. I don't want them to help me because that takes time and energy out of their lives and it deters them from what they want to do. That forms a reliance between the person that needs saving, so like myself and my significant other. I think I've done that too much, where I've like formed a pretty big dependence on other people, and not just like in dating, but like friendships too. I don't know. Like I said, this channel is really just me reflecting on myself and trying to grow and be better and be independent. I think this is like the first time in my life where I've actually taken action to help myself, not really look for help from anyone else. And while it took a lot and like the worst time in my life, I think like it's a lot better now how it is and how I want it to be, to where I could just save myself whenever I need, and I don't need to be dependent on anyone. I like support and I like sharing memories with someone and people and friends, but actually relying on someone else is, I don't think, anyone's business. Even if they offer like the utmost help, I don't think it 100% benefits yourself in any way. Some people might think that's extreme. I don't know. I haven't really like talked to anyone about this. For myself, at least, if once I get into a new relationship, I really don't want to just be dependent on them. I think I've done that too much, and that's why I'm really, again, I don't really agree with hookup culture or talking to anyone right now. I just want to be fully independent, fully self-sufficient, and just actually love myself for once in my life and know that I have my own back rather than just looking for other people's opinions for help in my life or asking people for advice. When I'm like sad or upset, I look towards someone else for happiness. Like again, when I was going through like that high anxiety spike, I liked when I looked towards myself and what I knew about myself for happiness and experience, the cold plunge and listening to music. That was something like I did myself to help me. And it's actually gonna be a lot better in the long run. Some things I've learned this week. Sorry if it might seem like really choppy when I talk and I like stuttered a lot. I still worry about what I put on the internet and if other people would agree with me and whatnot. And that I don't know. I just don't want to be seen as a bad person. But all I'm really trying to do is just use this channel for myself and documenting, I guess, my own personal growth. I'm only 20 and I kind of want this channel to go on until I get my PhD or maybe even longer. Just to see all the, I don't know, mental growth and physical growth that I'm gonna be going through. I think that'll be really cool. Anyway, thanks for listening and see ya.